Hi, Scott Orling with Cinema Magazine. You may have seen this gentleman standing next to me in a movie called Magic Mike. Now he's in one called The Normal Heart, and you can see he looks a little different during the course of this movie than that movie.
Yeah.
But as an actor, going through the transformations of different parts, where Magic Mike, for example, you had to build up, you had to learn the aesthetics of what the dancing was, to put your body through a whole different experience in this.
I think as an actor, you always want to create a physical reality for your character that informs how they move and what they're going through in their walk through the world. And for Felix, losing the weight was not only important in telling the story aesthetically, but also in terms of the way he related to the world physically. And when I did lose all that weight, I mean, even just walking around was a more risky experience for me. So it was just a part of telling the story.
But what type of empathy does an actor go through when all of a sudden he makes that change in his body, and because of these characters really went through that, does it give you a different context?
I think, it was actually more a gift to me. I think it broadened my capacity for compassion, because even when I was at my thinnest and I didn't want to have to get up to go to the bathroom, I still related more to the desire to survive than I did any type of feeling of feeling bad for myself or anything. So the fact that Ned and Felix could love each other under those circumstances, for me, was so inspirational. I thought, wow, why can't I be more like this in my life?
Now, for any of you who are unfamiliar with The Normal Heart, it was a Broadway show back in the 80s, and now it's going to be finally told on film.
30 years in the making.
30 years in the making, and it's a story of really what happened, the AIDS crisis in New York when it first started, and how people's negligence, nobody wanted to pay attention to it. Do you think the world has become a little complacent about, because now there are drugs and then now are things, is there still a warning that we have to do that this disease is still out there? We haven't really kicked it.
Absolutely. AIDS has not been eradicated. There are 6,000 new cases a day. And I think there's a younger generation, and my experience of it is in the United States, I don't know what it's like abroad, who just thinks, well, if I get sick, now there's medication I can take. And when you see this film and you understand the horrors that this generation had to go through, and the fact that they're banding together under these circumstances really catalyzed the whole gay rights movement, the fact that people can get married today, the fact that we are treated more equally. I hope that it gives a younger generation a sense of appreciation and it helps them to value their life in a more profound way.
And just the last question for you, a lot of fans out there, white collar. How is that character? Are you reaching an end? Do you think like this, I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or do you still want to embrace it?
No, I love working with that group of people. We have so much fun. I mean, we all know the show is what it is. It's fun, it's escapist television, and we all just love playing together. And there was an ending that I'd had in mind from very early on, maybe from like season 3, as to how the show should end. And I brought it to Tim first, and then I brought it to Willie, then we brought it to the writers, and they kind of liked it, and then they put their own spin on it. So I'm really excited with the way the show's going to wrap up, and I think it's the only way it could, and I hope that the viewers like it.
Well, congratulations. Always.
Thank you so much.
Great
to see you.
This is Scott Orling. Until next time.